Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hard Nine podcast. Today is July the 20th, and the Cardinals stand firmly 8.5 games out of the Central Division, 3.5 out of the wild card, but more importantly, just got swept in Arizona by the Diamondbacks. And it feels like even though we all knew it was inevitable, as far as I'm concerned, this team's dead.
Yeah, and I've seen people say, well, they have to sweep the Rockies. If you're a front office, okay, and you're making your decision based off what your team does against the Colorado Rockies and
Yep.
not the sample of how many games they play at this point, 90 something, not that sample size, then you're doing it wrong, which, I mean, we know
Correct.
the
Well,
Cardinals like to do things wrong, so they might do that. But there is absolutely, like, this series should solidify to you that you should not be in buy mode. And that doesn't mean, like, if there's a trade out there and you're like, maybe they like Joe Ryan a lot, right? We've heard his name float out there. He's really good. And they like him and the Twins are interested in your outfielders that maybe you're ready to move on from and you can find a deal that works there, then you do that, but that's not for this year's team. That's for next year.
no. And don't you get like with the Twins have a pretty decent, at least last check. I haven't checked lately, but had a pretty decent farm system. I don't know where it
It's all right.
ranks as of right now. I just got to believe if they're trading Joe Ryan, they're looking for guys that can build up that farm system for the future.
Yeah.
That's just a guess. I don't think that the Cardinals probably are a match for that team.
No, but
If
they might really like Jordan Walker. Like
right,
you just don't
correct,
know.
correct, yeah, 100%, one hundred
I'm saying
percent.
in that
That's
scenario where and it's not just
yeah,
Joe Ryan, just like a team, like that's a type of
yes,
move that you should always be open to making,
right.
just because if it makes sense for your team, it makes sense.
No,
But
I
that to me
agree.
wouldn't be buying for this year. That's buying for next year.
More disheartening. All right, that we are here. We are again. Even though in my opinion, this first part is sort of inevitable. Getting ready to talk about a team that is selling at the deadline instead
Hmm.
of a team. I know last year. I understand that we made the Tommy Edman trade, but I think we all sort of knew that that was a long shot going into the to be able to make the playoffs. I get
Yeah.
that, but more disappointing that we're sitting here on July 20th and we're talking about a team that is going to trade at the deadline, or just the fact the piss poor play 3 days coming out of the All-Star break. Just brutal, brutal baseball all the way around from the St. Louis Cardinals. Pitching, hitting, everything. Just bad baseball. So what's more disheartening to you as a fan?
The hitting has been the second part because like I don't like having to sell at the deadline, but like everyone knew it was in the range of outcomes, so I prepared myself for that being the reality. I think that if there was a third option, I would say the most disheartening part is knowing you could have gotten probably much better deals in the offseason than you're going to get for the guys you move on from. But since that's already gone, like it's disheartening to me to see what Sonny Gray did. Which here's what sucks for Sonny and Libby. We've talked about this on here. When 3/5 of your rotation are consistently, and like not every once in a while, but consistently giving you either horrible or on the high end mediocre starts, to where it's like at the very most it's a 50-50 chance you win that game. There's never a game where those three go out there and it's like, yeah, they're winning us this game. Then it puts so much pressure on those two guys to go out there and be perfect. And like if when Sonny Gray gets lit up, if the everyone around him's also getting lit up, it feels a lot worse. But if you had won four straight with your other guys in your rotation and Sonny has a bad start in Arizona, we're just like, okay, draw it up to you're in Arizona. That happens sometimes. But now it's everyone in the rotation's doing this. They have a 7 ERA for this month, Dad. The
Yeah,
rotation.
I just looked it up just to throw some stats out there for you. Uh, their pitching staff in the last 30 days. So that's a pretty good sample size, right? I mean, it's not the full season and it's not an
It's a
overwhelming
month.
thing, but it does show like a month ago we were talking about a team who potentially was a play. I mean, had a chance
Looks
to be
like
a
a playoff
playoff team,
team.
right? Fourth in runs given up. They
Fourth worst,
are
I assume.
fourth highest, correct. They are 21st in whip, and they are, sorry, 1 second here.
That
Some of
surprised me
this is
there.
not super user friendly, but they are 25th in ERA. 26th, I apologize, 26th in ERA.
Hmm.
That's all across baseball, obviously. We said coming in that we didn't. I know you were on
I
the
didn't
let's
like the
wait and
rotation.
see. You were on the let's wait and see, especially with guys like Palante and
And
things like
Fetty.
that. Let me ask you this: has Andre Palante done enough to cement himself as a starter in this rotation for 2026, or is that a spot that should be, I mean, won by him because he has not been good?
I would say the exact opposite. I think he's done enough to say he's not a starter in 2026.
Okay, okay, all right.
Like I'm tired of him and everyone that pitches like him.
Yeah,
Like,
he's not good.
well, it's not. I don't want to get like too hyped up about it. It's just I don't want any more pitchers in our starting rotation that walk a lot of guys and don't strike anyone out. If
Right.
you do that, get out. I
Yeah.
don't want you anymore. Like he can be a fine reliever. He can still be that for you. Like where he can, if we've seen stretches where he can get ground balls and he can face lefties and he can face righties if his stuff is working. And maybe if you put him in the bullpen, his fastball ticks up a little bit more and it plays better. And like he's still a pitcher that I would keep in my organization for sure if it's whether that's a depth starter or a long man in your bullpen. But there is absolutely zero reason to go into this offseason because there's a report out there from Bob Nightingale. Take it obviously with the smallest grain of salt, but that Sonny Gray does not want to move. Still doesn't want to get traded. He wants to be in the St. Louis. Makes sense. He wants to be with his family. He likes St. Louis. Um,
Midwest
going into
guy.
the offseason, Sonny Gray and Matthew Liberatore are the two guys that have spots for me, given they're both healthy. And other than that, it's young guys and it's guys your Heim Bloom wants to bring in on cheap deals or whatever he wants to do.
I agree with that 100%. Conversely, do you want the bad news or the worst news?
Okay, well I'll take the bad news first, I
Well, they're
guess.
sort of the same. If you look at their hitting, if you look at their hitting over that same 30-day period, they are 25th in OPS and they are right near the bottom in slugging and OBP. Obviously, if you're there in the OPS, you're going to be that way. But they are in the bottom third or less, right, in
Mhm.
baseball in almost every offensive category. Not all. That's why I'm not going to put them in there. But to me,
That's
as a
worse.
fan, where we stand on July 20th, it's the offense that we kind of bolstered, or we thought not bolstered, but boisted, but nah, that's not a word. We were pretty excited about
There you go.
for the first month and a half of the season.
Boasted.
Boisterous. We were boisterous
That
about.
works
That's where
too.
I knew I'd get there. Um, that's where I'm more disappointed than anything. This offense sucks, bro. It's bad. Like
Yeah,
it is. There is no power. There is
that's the
no
problem.
driving the ball. There is no stealing. We don't steal bases except for Victor Scott. Like we don't do anything fun. If you were a
Yeah.
baseball, let's say you are a 12-year-old trying to get into baseball, and let's say you're from St. Louis, right?
Mhm.
I mean, obviously you start falling in love with baseball before 12.
Yeah.
You're gonna root for a different team. You have access to way too many teams right now that you're
Mhm.
you're gonna root for the Savannah Bananas, who just drew 45,000 people
Twice.
way before. Right. Well, and they're gonna do it again tonight, right? And don't they? And they're a game tonight too.
I don't know.
I think so. So you're gonna root for them before you root for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I mean, yeah, like who do you have to cling on to? Like for me, the guys that I personally like, I'm still obviously a Cardinal fan, so I know my
Right.
opinions.
Same.
I love Mason Wynn. I don't. I think I'd love him even more if he was batting eighth or ninth, but I like the way he plays the game. I
Which, by
know
the
I
way,
said
don't mean to interrupt you. You've been saying that all year. I want to give you your flowers on that. That you did not like him near the top of the order. I know he was successful for a blip in
it
the
works for like a
season.
month. Yeah.
Yeah, for about a month. But you have been on that you would like to see him and Victor Scott at the bottom of the order since the
Yeah.
beginning of the year. So I do
Yeah.
want to get that out there.
And a lot of the reason he went back up there was one, it worked for a while, so I'm not going to shit on Ollie for it. And I understand why he stayed with it. And he's moved him back down to seventh now recently. Was because Arenado and Nootbaar were struggling, so you needed to find something, and it worked for a little bit. Um, I like Victor Scott a lot. I know I said last week that he can't hit, and that's still he hit a home run, but in a blowout. But that's still concerning to me about like etching him into the lineup for 5 years. But like he's still fun to watch. And then it's Ivan Herrera. Like outside of that, like the one thing I will say is I still genuinely love watching Nolan Arenado play defense. But if you're a young kid, you don't care about that.
Right.
You want to see him at homers. Like,
Right. Right.
but I
Right.
like
We
as a
hit
baseball fan, I love watching Nolan Arenado play third base every night. Like that's fun for me. But that's not enough to draw fans for sure.
no, it's not at all. And like it's so frustrating to watch because I mean, well, and I think also like we're
And
also I
Brendan Donovan's
wonder
awesome.
we've talked about this before. I wonder if the offense is now at the point knowing like you start to press when you know you have to score 7 or 8 runs now again. Like we're right back in that spot. We're right
That's
back in
happened.
it that we've been in for the last 5 years or six,
Like
8 years. I don't the number, whatever the number is, we've been there.
I think 2019 was the last time we had a rotation we felt decent about. Probably. I would guess. Like that was when Michael
Maybe.
Wacha was still fine. Michaelis was fine. Wayno was fine. That was probably the last time. I don't even remember. Um, but can you hear the dog?
No.
Okay, good.
Miraculously, though, by the way, the Cardinals are 21st in home runs. Feels like they should be 35th.
Uh, And I'm not blaming Brant Brown for this, so don't take it that way because I'm not going to blame every hitting coach. When I kept hearing people say the phrase, there's a time to hit and there's a time to slug, like that was like gospel, I started to get concerned.
Yeah, I agree. That's a wild
And
take.
that's like his thing. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But like, I also don't want my hitters all trying to hit singles by any means.
Correct.
Like I don't want Ivan Herrera, even if there's a guy on second base with 2 outs in a big situation. I don't want him shortening his swing on a fastball down the middle on the first pitch. I don't want that.
Yeah.
You're taking away your power potential.
We're back to a season with one guy over an 800 OPS.
We
Like, and
have a
I know
guy with
800.
who is it?
It is Alex Burleson, 810.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Let
Donovan's
me
not
ask you
even.
this. Okay, you brought him up earlier, and I had a couple people ask me this on a post earlier on Facebook, I believe. Wouldn't it? Yeah, it had been Facebook because I don't get on Twitter. Um, if a team comes to you about Brendan Donovan,
No.
okay, I understand the reaction. Totally understand it. Totally get it. But let's say, and this is where I want to pose this out there. Let's say a team views him as a Brendan Donovan type. I'm going to say because I think he's better than Tommy Edman. I would say that, no doubt about it. So let's say that they view him as Ben Zobrist. Sorry, Ben Zobrist type. Okay, let's
That's
say that they
okay.
view him like that. All right. And they're willing to overpay for the stretch run. We've seen the
What's
Dodgers really
overpaying?
struggle. We've seen the Yankees have a need at third base, right? We've
Hmm.
seen whatever. So, and Aaron Boone, like I know a lot of people don't, but he's very flexible about moving his guys around. He doesn't mind that at times.
Yeah.
And they're willing to give you a guy like one of their top few prospects, along with a few others. Don't you at 29 with Donovan? Like I hadn't really looked at it because I kind of thought he was on the no fly list for me. But at 29, isn't that something you sort of
He's
have to look at?
28.
28, okay, be 29 next year. Like
Yeah.
that's something you if you're not in win now mode, right? Which you're not. You're not. You're clearly
Depends on when
not.
they want to be.
I okay, I we
But
agree.
if they
But I
want
don't
to be
know that
next year, then no.
this team, Caleb, I don't know this franchise, despite a miraculous season, is a year away. So what I will say is, don't you
I mean, I
have
don't know
to
if that's
entertain
true.
that? And doesn't he have to be available if a team comes to you with a deal that can replenish and restock your organization and get you a guys that are a year or two away?
Here's the thing. Everyone is available if there's a deal that blows you away. Like everyone is
Okay,
available. So like if someone comes to you and gives you a deal from Mason Windy, like I can't believe someone just offered me this. It's a steal. You take it because
right.
I'm sure the Lakers weren't looking to move Anthony Davis, but when you can get Luka Doncic back, you move Anthony Davis. Um, I don't think if we're talking realistically for what people are going to offer for a high on base guy with little power that's really good defensively, but not the greatest defensively. Like he's really good. He's not going to win a Gold Glove at second base this year. I don't think. Um, I don't think any team is going to value him more than his value is than the value he has to your team.
Okay.
I would be shocked. Now, if someone comes to you and it's like, but like if you go to the Yankees, like, I don't want Spencer Jones for him. I have no desire. I don't think he's going to be
I
very
don't
good in
know
the
the
major
names.
leagues.
I'm not well enough versed in the all teams minor leagues. So you're better at that than I am. I'm simply saying, like, I feel like that's one of those guys that everybody's like, oh, we can't trade him. And I was kind of in that market too. And I'm like, well, no, maybe like that's somebody that, I mean, it does open up a few spots for you next year with JJ Weatherhold and Nolan Gorman or fill in the blank.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I think everyone, like I said, is available for a price. Like I don't, whatever that. Like if the Pirates called and said, "We'll give you Paul Skeens for JJ Weatherholt," I'm
Oh,
doing it.
okay.
But
Right.
that's what I'm saying though. Like everyone's available if the price
Yeah.
blows you away. But would I be looking to move him? No, because I think we do this a lot. Like people, you look for values and you're like, okay, well there might be a surplus value here because he's having a really good season, so you might be able to trade him at his peak value. You can't operate like that with everybody, or else you're not gonna have any good players left. You're just gonna have a bunch of prospects.
I've got to think Brendan Donovan in the Yankee Stadium would be pretty damn good. I really
I
do.
mean, we thought Joey Gallo was gonna be good in Yankee Stadium, and he wasn't.
Nah, Brendan Donovan's a contact guy. So those fly a lot of those fly balls are
I
out are
mean, maybe
going
he'd be good there, but what, that
right.
doesn't mean they're going to be willing to give
No,
you an
I
arm and a leg
agree.
for it.
I you're right, and I think they might have more interest in some other guys anyway. But
Yeah, like you could say that, and you could be like, okay, the Cardinals are asking for the moon for Brendan Donovan, and I can go get Eugenio Suarez for less. Like that,
right,
that,
agreed.
you know what I
I
mean?
agree. That was a number one. I agree.
But I like obviously he's not. It's not one of those situations where if someone calls you and you hear the name, you hang up. But it's also not like you'd have to really overpay Because I
Yeah.
do think at some point you have to start building a core here. And if you lose him, who is it?
What is
Zero.
Brendan Donovan's contract situation here in St. Louis?
He has
Do you
two
know
more
that right
years
off the
left after this year.
2 more years? Okay. All right. So that would become very like
He might become the top
sexy for a
hitter
team.
available.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But like, I mean, with years and stuff all in there, I just
Right.
don't
That's
know.
what yes.
But like, at what point do you have to start like building your core? You can't just take from
I
it. They
we
don't have
agree. I
enough.
just don't know that it starts with a 29, 30 guy who's going to be 30 when his contract's up. I don't know. I
If you
don't know.
trade
I'm not
Brendan Donovan,
please let me say that I am not on the pushing to trade Brendan Donovan deal. I am saying that I think that if somebody views him like a Ben Zobrist guy, that's where I kind of put him at in that realm. I don't think he's as good as Zobrist was,
no,
but
but no,
but I put him in that Ben Zobrist light. Okay,
yeah,
I
like
think
right
he's
below
above
maybe.
Tommy Edman, below Ben Zobrist.
Yes,
Okay,
as a
so
hitter
I
especially.
think that you could see the value that a Tommy Edman had last year, a guy who you could put in center field, second base, shortstop. Not that Brent Down's going to play shortstop, but he could
Or center
play the
field.
corner positions in the outfield. He could play second. He could play third. He could play first. Like he could do
Yeah,
whatever. I
right.
think that's a very valuable piece that, honestly, if we're going to be really honest, might be the most valuable trade piece you have if you're the Cardinals. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the one that you'd be in this hypothetical willing to trade, he definitely would be.
Okay.
I, I don't. I think we can do this about every good player you have. You know, like where you say, well, he's valuable, so here are all the reasons he's valuable, and you might get good prospects for him. That's because you're listing all the reasons why you wouldn't want to trade him too. Like
I
it goes both
understand it.
ways.
I
And at
also
what
just
point,
wonder,
like,
we
if you don't
talked,
have him, Dad, what do you have in the next two
no,
years?
I don't, to be honest, I don't think it matters because here's the thing. Let's say you have Brendan
Well, then
Donovan
trade
for the next
everyone.
year. Hold on. Okay.
But
Like,
like, then
here's the
at what
thing.
point, like, if you're Heim Bloom, then what's he taking over?
Okay. Are you going to let me answer your question here?
I mean, go ahead, but I disagree. I already
Okay.
know.
What on this roster, what on this 26-man roster, in fact, you can go to 40-man. Let's go to the 40-man roster. What on this 40-man roster makes you look at and say, oh, this is a potential in the next 1 to 2 years playoff team where it sits right now? And I know you're going to say, well, we don't know what Heim Bloom is going to do. I agree.
I mean, that's the answer.
I'm simply saying we also don't know what money Heim Bloom's going to get to spend. If they couldn't spend a dime this year, they got Phil
Hmm.
Maton. That was it. So there's nothing to make us believe that he's going to go out and be
Well,
able to
money's coming.
spend
A lot of
money
money's
next
coming
year.
off.
That still doesn't mean the build to wit with the
Well,
14th or
right, but
15th in attendance is going to allow him to spend it. That's what I'm saying. So, like, maybe you don't need to look at 26. And I know it sucks as a
I
fan,
mean,
but maybe you need to
dude,
be looking at 27 and beyond
I don't
as
agree
far as,
with
and I don't
that.
know that Brendan Donovan, that's at the end of Brendan Donovan's contract. That's all I'm saying.
I don't. I just don't. But I don't agree with that philosophy.
Okay.
I
That's
think
fine.
like here's if what if JJ Weatherholt and Quinn Matthews are really good players for you next year,
Okay.
then your team's just completely different. Like that's if
Then you
you
have
take
three really
that.
good players, four with
Well,
Herrera.
Mason Wynn's really good. Sonny Gray's really good.
Mason Wynn is okay. He has a 700 OPS. Let's just be honest. Mason Wynn
Okay,
is a
Ozzie Smith's
middle.
in the Hall
Is
of
an
Fame. Don't throw that at me about a
okay. He's not
shortstop.
Ozzie Smith defensively, so
He's gonna
no.
win a Gold
But
Glove this year.
oh,
He might win the
okay,
Platinum Glove.
okay, fine.
No,
Then
he
throw Mason
is.
Wynn in there.
He's
Okay,
putting
that's
Ozzie
fine,
Smith's
Kip.
season up. You want to
Okay,
talk to me
so
about Hall of
fine.
Famers?
Do you want to build your? Did you want to build your 2025 roster around Ozzie Smith, Caleb?
If he's batting ninth, sure.
He's not.
He's bat. Well, he should be.
He's
Regardless,
hitting sixth.
I don't want to do this.
He's
Mason
hitting
Wynn's a really
sixth.
good player. Like this is stupid. Why are we going
I'm
down this
not
route?
okay. I don't think you see now. You're conflating arguments here. I'm
Well,
not
he's
saying
good.
he's
You
not.
just said he wasn't. He has a
No,
700
I'm not
OPS.
saying he's not good. I'm saying I don't think that bringing if JJ Weatherholt and Quinn Matthews are good next year, all of a sudden this team's
No,
a playoff contender. I
no. But
don't
what if you
believe
go
that.
sign another pitcher and you go sign a bat, and instead of giving them a reason to continue doing this thing, why don't we push for them to go sign a star and put them in the middle of your order, and then maybe you are the Cubs this year. Maybe you take that leap. Like maybe that's what you can do. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, trade all these guys and get them their way out. No, they should be trying to win. Like you should be
We
trying to win. There's
we
no reason to
understand that, but
rebuild.
I also do believe that we are in this spot perpetually. It's like Groundhog
It's
Day.
because they're not
So
spending money on good
that's
players.
part of it, yes.
That's
But
all
it's
of
also
it. We could have Bryce Harper, and we'd be a good team. It's all of it.
they're also perpetually in this. I am now like in the shadow realm, bro. It got really dark in here. Sorry. I apologize for that. Anyway, hold on. I'm gonna move around a little bit. Anyway, I think we're perpetually there we go. A little bit better. Sorry for that little light back there, but we're perpetually in this because you've never had the balls or the gumption to actually do what the team probably needed to do. And that's why we signed guys like Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn, and we signed guys like, or we trade for guys like Eric Fetty and Tommy Pham. And we sign guys like that in the out, or whoever we don't need in the outfield, fill in the blanks. Whoever you don't need in the infield to block guys, fill in the blanks. You have now Ivan Herrera's a DH. We
But
have
we'll trade
Wilson
him
Contreras
too.
is now your first baseman.
Like,
What
where
I'm
does it
saying
end?
is this team hasn't gone in for it in years. I mean,
Right. So
maybe over 12, 13 years, Caleb.
okay, so why aren't we criticizing that instead of criticizing them not trading their good players?
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, I guess I'm trying to separate that. We can criticize that, and I agree with you. I don't believe that's what they're going to do in 2026. I don't believe that DeWitt comes to Hein Bloom at the end of the season. That's going to once again be a bad season for the St. Louis Cardinals, and hand him an open checkbook that says, "Hey, if Kyle Tucker's available, pay him what he wants. Hey, if fill in the blank pitchers are available, pay them what they want. Hey, if so and so's available." That's not going to happen.
Okay, and they're
So
also
now
not
what you're
going to
going to be
trade Brendan
stuck with
Donovan.
are number 3s and number 4 pitchers and potential, and then your guys you still have on this roster right now. How are you better? That's all I'm asking. In
I don't disagree
2026.
with you, but if you want to go down that and say, well, they're not going to do that, they're not trading Brendan Donovan either. So the conversations are equally irrelevant.
So then what we're looking at is just a continued loop
We
of
can't do this though.
average
Like this is what
baseball
I'm
here in St.
saying.
Louis.
We can't do this because we don't know what Heimblum's going to do. We have no idea.
Can I
What if he
I
goes and gets the Luis Severino and Sean Manayas of the offseason, and then you're the Mets from last year without Lindor,
okay.
obviously. But that's what I'm saying. Like we don't know
Okay,
what he's going
I
to do.
get it. But we also don't know what I think more importantly, and that's what I'm trying to get back to, is I don't think we know what Bill DeWitt is going to do, which
We don't.
that's right. So
I mean, we
I
don't.
mean, yeah, if you expect him, like I said, and I said it earlier in the podcast, if our expectations are, hey, lightning strikes and he hits it, great. But you can't go into a baseball season like that every single year and hope that you just catch lightning in a bottle when you don't really have a core
Yeah.
around that lightning. Like you've got to have something more than just sand. Like to build, like you got to have it.
Yeah, I just think if you move Brendan Donovan, you set yourself back way more than you said. Like, what if they trade Brendan Donovan for 2 prospects, and then you're relying on your developmental system to develop 2 guys that are worth Brendan Donovan's value to you? How
I
likely is that?
I understand it. I get it. And like I said, I'm not driving the train
Also, who's
that
your
says
leader?
trade Brendan Donovan. I'm simply saying that I don't know that even if you keep Brendan Donovan around through his contract, like that you're still good, that you're going to be a better baseball team than you are right now because we have him right now at all-star level. Like, do you expect Brendan Donovan to get better the next 2 years?
No, but that's not the point. Who's your leader of your team then, Dad? Like, you're just gonna have no leader? It's just a bunch of young guys doing whatever they want? Like, he is the leader of the team.
Why do we? Okay,
He
hold on.
is. That
Okay,
has value.
can we stop? Okay, I agree. I get it. But can we please stop? Because we brought in 17 leaders last year and that shit went sideways.
But
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah, but still,
I'm
you
so
can't
tired of
trade
hearing
all
that
of
this
them.
team needs a leader. Like,
Every
bro,
team
you're
needs a leader.
professional baseball players. You have a manager, you have a bench coach, you have a hitting coach. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
So,
sorry. That gets so
so then, what was
ridiculous.
Yachty's value to this team for 20 years?
I love that you go to a Hall of Famer.
I mean,
Like, Brendan Donovan's not a Hall of Famer, bro.
no, but there is value to having that. You can't just disregard it.
What I'm saying is you also can't disregard your future because you have a guy that you like in the clubhouse. And I'm
I
not saying
don't.
Brendan Donovan's
Well,
only
he's
that.
also
You
your
know
best
that.
player.
Okay.
Like he's your best player and your leader. So you trade that, you've set yourself back years, like genuinely. So
Yeah.
here, all of this to say, I think the goal next year should be to try and win. Now, if you do that, you have to make massive changes. You have what Michaelis is $18 million coming off, Matt's is 11 coming off, Fetty's 7 coming off, Helsley's like 10 or whatever it was coming off. Like that's a lot of money that they're going to have available to them. Now, if they don't go out and spend it, then we can talk about that. But if they go out there and they do, and Bill DeWitt says, you know what? Because he did make trades for superstars that had contracts, gave Paul Goldschmidt a contract because he realized they needed one at the time. I can't imagine him being just completely oblivious to the fact that they absolutely have to get one because
Yeah,
they don't
I get
have
it.
one, and they don't have one on the way. Like Weatherholt might be, but I'm not gonna put that pressure on him.
Right. I I just I don't know, man. I want to have that belief that
I
that's
don't
what
believe
Heimblin will
it, but then
do.
that's what they need to do.
I just don't think that that's what they're going to do. I really don't.
Well, then you're screwed, and then I don't care what they do because then they're never gonna be good again.
I think they're going to really build it from the bottom up but I don't know if they're going to do enough to actually do that. Like we kind of thought they were going to do this off season because that's what they said they were going to do, and then they changed their mind when Nolan Arenado wouldn't go to Houston and
Yeah.
Sonny and Wilson didn't want to get traded. Like that, you've put yourself behind the eight ball so badly at this point as an organization with these contracts, and you have nothing. You're not like my. Please still explain to me why Michael McGreevy is not getting starts at the major league level.
He's set to be in the rotation now. They just said that.
Who? Thank you.
They
So I
they
missed
moved
that.
Libby back to give him some
But
rest, which
but we're
makes
still going to pitch Fetty and Michaelis.
well, we know they're doing that through the deadline. They've basically said that already.
Okay.
There was one oh, Nolan Arenado. This is an interesting conversation I was thinking about earlier while I was in the pool because I was just thinking about what I was gonna say. Um, I think have we reached a point where you go to every team he will waive a trade to and say waive his no trade clause for and say we'll pay 85% of the contract if you take him.
Absolutely.
Like
100%.
I don't think there is any reason, and this I don't mean to be disrespectful to him. I know he's a Hall of Fame player that's on his last leg of his career, clearly, or maybe he's not as motivated. I don't know. I don't want to say that about him though. I thought he's had some great moments this year and done some great things. I don't want to act like he's been horrible this year, but you're at a point now to where you're going to be spending that money if he's on your team and losing a roster spot. So why not try and spend a little bit less money and open a spot for JC Weatherholt, Donovan Gorman, and Alec Burleson by default because now he can go play the outfield more, things like that. Like, why would you not do that?
We are in complete agreement with that. 100. Also, I do apologize for the ray of light that is right here. This
It's
room, I got to figure something out in here. So for those watching, I do apologize. Nothing is cat calling me up. It's not Close Encounters of the Third Kind, any of that, but I do apologize for that. No, I agree with that. The problem is, Caleb, he has a 680 OPS
mhm.
and he has 10 home runs. Like
Yeah,
if even if you're a team, let's say you're a team in it, and I know obviously Suarez is out there. I don't know what other third baseman could become available. I don't know that answer based on who's going to be. We know the Mariners need a third baseman. We know the
mhm.
Yankees are probably going to be looking for one. We know
Yes,
the Cubs are going to probably be looking for one.
that's not
I
gonna
don't know
happen.
what the Tigers are going to do at third base. That's a
Doesn't matter. He won't
potential.
go there.
I get it. I'm just saying. I don't know who all is going to be fighting for third base. It seems like there could be a lot of them, but I don't know also who wants. I don't know what teams' farm systems look like. Who's knocking on the door? I don't know what somebody. What is how many years does no one have left?
Two after this.
Okay, I don't know who wants to take that on either.
I'm
I don't
saying
know
if you
that.
here's my thing. If you pay like this is in the scenario where they're paying almost all of it. Like these teams are like if Nolan Arenado was a free agent, he'd get $10 million on the open market for one season.
Right.
Okay, so if you pay it down to that level, to where he's getting basically they're paying him basically nothing for what he's going to provide you. Just defensively, he'll be worth that money. Um, I think you could get a team like the Dodgers to say, "Hey, okay, we're paying him $5 to $10 million, um, just to add him as a weapon at third base and a guy that can platoon with Max Muncy and just have him as an option." Like I think some teams would be interested in that. I just don't think the Cardinals would do that because I think they still have this idea that he brings people to the stadium.
I,
I do genuinely think like
I
I bet the part of the calculus would be if we lose Nolan Arenado, because if you're a casual baseball fan, you're probably not listening to this if you are, but if you're a casual baseball fan, you go to the stadium, you have an Arenado jersey, you see his posters everywhere. You don't know he has a 680 OPS. You don't care. You don't know. Like you just don't know that. So that
you just
he still has like he's still the Hall of Famer on the team. Like no one cared that Yachty was. I mean, they were good at the time, but in Yachty's last year, no one cared that Yachty was not hitting well that year.
you just summarized my entire thought process on why you have to trade just about everybody in the core because that's how they think. That's what I'm saying. That's you literally summed up my point on what scares me for the next 2 years is that is how the organization
That's how
thinks.
John Mozeliak
And that's
thinks. I mean, we don't.
okay.
We
Okay,
have to
so
be fair.
now
We don't know what Heimblum's going to be like
you
yet.
also just opened up a whole nother issue, which you and I have talked about at length on here. Why would John Mozeliak should have nothing to say about the trade deadline? I
Yeah, but he
mean,
does.
nothing. That's a problem.
It is a problem. Yeah, I agree. But that's also the reality we're living in.
Well, then it's just so hard to trust this franchise when you've watched them operate over the last honestly since LaRusso left. Like that's how they've operated.
Yeah, I mean they went to the World Series after that, and like five consecutive NLCSs after
I
that.
was
Four.
it was not five
It was
consecutive
what was it?
NLCSs. You
2011
just
through
made that number
2014.
up.
It was 11, 12, 13, 14. Did they go in 15?
No,
Did they go in 10?
no,
They didn't lose to the Giants in 2010.
no.
Either okay, fine, four in a row is what it was. including
Okay.
2011.
I guess I don't remember them going in 2012. That was that the Giants year.
Hmm.
That was okay. That was the debacle. That's right.
They lost to the Giants twice in the NLCS.
2014. I guess I don't remember. That's the one I don't remember.
That was the Ishikawa home run off of Michael Waka.
Okay. I thought that was 2012. So what was the 2012 year then?
Let me look. I don't
I
know.
don't think they went 4 years in a row, bro. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I can look it up. 2012 NLCS.
So,
They lost to the San Francisco Giants.
oh, and they went at 14 also?
Oh, this was the one where Randy Cho threw the ball down the first baseline.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you were right there on that four. But again, okay, so let's say 11 years. And sorry, right? I mean, we
I
can
mean,
give them a
they were
little,
really good for a long time. Like
yeah.
2015, that rotation was really good.
But we've seen them operate since then, right? Like we know what, like we know the MO is out there, and unfortunately, it's becoming like national news where everybody now knows it. And I
Mhm.
hate that. Like I really do hate that as a Cardinal fan because I want to think, oh man, maybe there is the hope that Hein Bloom comes in and he does pull the right levers and we get the right guys in. I just don't have the trust that DeWitt will back him up on that or that that'll happen. I just don't,
Yeah, I don't
especially when you're
disagree.
still sitting with 14 guys that they don't know who to play.
Yeah.
10
Oh, I
guys,
I
but you
don't
know
know
what I
what.
mean.
And Nolan Gorman's hurt again. Like
Yes.
I, who were like we had this conversation last week. I'm almost over like almost all of these guys.
Same.
To the point where like I would be okay if Nootbaar's gone, if Gorman's gone, if Walker's gone. Like I'm just tired of it. Like how
Well,
many
I'm going to
times
be
are we gonna
honest.
do this with these guys? Like if you're either be good or don't. And I'm so
Like,
sick of people being like, well, this is their age. They're Major League Baseball players. I don't care if they're 12. Like this is what
right.
they're getting paid to do this. This is their job. Perform or don't. What other job can you be like, well, I'm
Also,
23, so I can make mistakes all the time.
let's get this question before we go to the next series and then get out of here. Um, who would you be upset with if they're still on the roster after the trade deadline at this point?
Would I be upset with if
Yeah,
they're
so therefore the organization did not do their job. Like,
okay? Eric Fetty, Miles Michaelis both need to be gone.
okay,
Not via trade. I don't even care. Just release them both if you're
right.
not getting anything. Um, Phil Maton definitely needs to be gone. And Ryan Helsley, there's this article that came out today where he said he wants to be here. He wants to sign an extension, and he wants to be like the leader of the bullpen. Like that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to leave, and that made me sad because I think if the Cardinals were running their organization the way they should be, and we were a good baseball team the last 3 years, it would be a no-brainer to extend Ryan Helsley and have him here because I don't think he's going to cost what anyone else thought. He's not getting $100 million. He hasn't been good enough. He probably won't get what Tanner Scott got. I would doubt it. So he's probably going to get somewhere like 3 years for 15 to 20 a year. I would guess 15 probably. And if you're running your organization right, you'd be like, yeah, let's give him 3 years for $45 million. Why not? But they haven't, so they're going to end up having to trade him, and that sucks because it's rare to have a guy who is an all-star, has been twice, that wants to stay in St. Louis like he does. So that sucks. But he's on the list as well. Long way of saying
Okay.
he
Can't
needs to be
we
traded.
just say also that a sound organization would go to Ryan Helsley and say, look, we think we can make a deal for you that will work for you and your family. And we think that we can get some prospects back because of your value. With that being said, we also would like to then, as soon as we can, after the season's over, discuss signing
Yeah,
you to
you
a
can do
3 year
that.
deal. That's what good organizations would do,
Well,
right?
to be fair,
So
the
there is
Cardinals
a
did that
world
with
where you can have your cake and eat it
well,
too
they did
with
that with
Ryan
Jordan
Helsley.
Hicks. They did that with Jordan Hicks. They just never brought him back. It didn't work.
Right. So like that would be my thing. Is okay,
Yeah, I mean,
let's
I'm
say
sure they'll keep the conversation open. I
like
don't
we
think they'll.
saw, wasn't it Chapman? Wasn't that who it was? That Chapman got the big deal and then went back to the team that traded him.
Yeah, the Yankees. He went back
Yeah,
with Gleyber
yeah,
Torres
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
was in that deal.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying is right there. That's what you should do.
Yeah, but there are some guys that just take pride in being with the same team their whole career and don't want that blip. Like that's the thing. But like this is a roundabout way of saying like he needs to be traded,
Right,
and it sucks
right,
that he needs to be traded because he shouldn't need to be traded. The Cardinals
right.
shouldn't be a team that have to trade all-star closers. They shouldn't
I
be.
agree, but they are.
They should be the
That's where
teams
we are
looking
as
to
an
acquire
organization.
all-star closers.
Can I also say, and I hate it with every fiber, I think you got to trade Wilson Contreras if he's open to it, and he might not be, so you might be screwed there.
I would be
But
shocked if he doesn't want him to get moved. This fell through the cracks for me, and I just saw it recently. Got your like resurfaced. Wilson's been hit by pitches like the most in baseball, or like up in top five,
yep,
and he got hit
yeah,
in
I
the
want to talk
hand.
about that.
He got hit in the hand like twice,
Yep.
and he said, "Well, they're just gonna keep doing it because no one's defending me."
Bingo. I wanted to talk about that last time and I forgot about it. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, that was a direct shot at how big, at the weakness of
Everyone,
our mentality
everyone.
of our pitching staff.
I mean, it's a shot at Ollie too. That's Ollie's
Yeah,
call.
I agree.
He was the call.
I agree.
This poor guy, dude. I cannot imagine
No,
that
he needs,
he could have even imagined a worse outcome for St. Louis when he
I
signed the
I
contract.
honestly hate it as a fan of the Cardinals and a fan of Wilson Contreras, but I hope for him that he gets traded. He doesn't deserve any of this the way we've treated
No, he
him.
does not at
It's
all.
it's the disaster, absolute disaster what they've done. And honestly, what scares me personally, I'll be honest, are other people watching what's happening. Like that's what scares you as a fan,
Mhm.
and like that word's gonna get around in Major League Baseball.
It
Like
already
that's
has.
Wilson Contreras is a respected player across the league. Like that's gonna
Well,
get
I don't know
out.
about that. A lot of people don't like Wilson Contreras around the league.
I think a lot of people don't like being competing against him, right? That
Right.
doesn't mean they
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want
sure
him
he
on their
has
team.
respect of his peers.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean, right?
Um,
That's scary. That's scary as a fan of an organization that's out there.
I mean, it'd be scarier if I thought that they were going to actually sign people that care about that stuff.
See,
But
now
no,
you're back to where I
I do want to get
was.
to this for a second because I do think like it genuinely makes me sad the way that they've treated him, and he's an adult. He's handled it, by the way, amazingly. Like seriously, like
Agreed.
for everything that came out of Chicago when he came here about how he was a hothead, which he is, and I love him for it. But you would think that a guy like that has that kind of history of being kind of unhinged at times. Would not handle situations like this as well, and I'm sure in behind the scenes maybe he didn't handle it as well as we saw publicly. But to say what he said publicly, to want to stay here, like I cannot give that man enough credit for how he's handled his time in St. Louis, given all of first off performance wise, off the field stuff, genuinely seeming like he loves his teammates and wants to be here. Um, given all of the stuff that was thrown his way unnecessarily.
Who is the DH in Chicago right now for the Cubs?
Saya,
Oh, is he not playing in the outfield with?
no, he can't catch a fly ball.
Oh, it's Hap. You're right. Okay, so never mind.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
Hap,
we weren't going to trade him back to the Cubs
Hap,
anyway. I would.
PCA, and
Yeah,
Tucker.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tucker.
Pretty
Um,
good.
yeah, pretty
I
good.
would take any of those four in my outfield.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Let me ask you this also. Um, while we're on the, let's just move everyone out of town, Buck or train right now. I think he's done a fantastic job this year, but I think that with Heim Bloom coming in, I don't know that I'm opposed to clearing out the dugout, like in like the coaches.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not blaming Ollie. You know that. Like I'm not the guy. I've never been the guy who come on here and blame Ollie for what the organization's or failures and mishaps. I don't
right.
think it's his fault, but I also wonder if maybe his voice is not necessarily getting stale, but it's not working. And maybe there's a guy out there that Time Bloom knows, trusts, maybe has had a personal relationship with in the past that he
Mhm.
could bring in. I don't know that answer, but I mean, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
My opinion is even if the Cardinals made the postseason this year and they got to the NLCS and it was a great year, if Heimblum wants to hire someone new, he should be able to do that.
Okay.
He
Okay.
should get his manager. Like I don't think Ollie should be fired. If he's brought back by Heim Bloom, I'll be all for it. I think if anything, this year has proven that Ollie's a good manager because they should not be like you listen to all the stats you read off earlier about being in the bottom third of the league and every single stat
Keep talking.
pitching and hitting wise, and yet they're still 2 games above 500. Like that's a credit to Ollie and not oh they're only 2 games above 500 so they should move him. They should move on. So I don't think he deserves to be fired by any means. But that being said, when you're a new general manager, you should get the dugout you want for
I
your
agree.
division.
I so apologize for the lighting in here, guys. What a
How
nightmare.
do we get Kevin Cash from the Rays?
That's sort of where I was heading with my setup of as that.
He's
I
not
don't know
leaving.
that that's a thing. I don't know how that works. I don't know what the
They're
buyout
playing
would
good
look
baseball
like.
too, but he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not on here blaming Ali.
It's the opposite. He's probably helped them perform better than they should be performing.
Yeah, but I also do think that there are some questions there. Like
Like what?
I don't know the answers. I could be wrong on those.
Like what? Like
So
all these people, like the things I see people getting mad about the most are like bullpen decisions. Bullpen's been pretty good, probably the best thing of their team. So
right,
you're mad at him about the things performing the best. And
right.
it's pulling starters too early. We see why he's doing it. They're not good.
Yeah, I will fix this lighting. I promise.
Like
This is
you're like I've seen people mad at him pulling Fetty and Michaels at different times. Like, dude,
yeah.
they're not good. So he's trying to
No,
get you to win
no.
a baseball game. Like um he's taking his victory and running away with it. That's what he's doing in those
Um,
situations.
Cardinals travel to Colorado for the next three.
Don't care.
Well, I mean, Colorado's bad. They're a bad baseball team,
One of the
but we
worst
know
ever.
what can happen in Colorado. Like we just know.
Eric Fetty's pitching in Colorado. Take the
Yep.
over.
Yeah. Take. Well, I think every game you could take the over, whoever's pitching.
Yeah, I like this series. I don't care what happens. It's not going to change my opinion of what they should do.
Right. I think I agree with that. I
Like they
think I
could sweep
totally
them.
agree with that.
Like if they sweep the Rockies, why would that change your calculus at
No,
all?
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It
Let me
shouldn't.
ask you this. Do you think the Diamondbacks sweeping the Cardinals changed their path and what they thought they were going to do?
I think no, because Corbin Burns is out for the year, and Zach Gallen's been trash.
He has, and Robbie or not Robbie, right? Brendan
Ryan
Pfaadt
Nelson
has
was really
been
good.
okay, right? I mean,
Yeah, like those guys. Like I don't think it. Like if Corbin Burns was healthy and pitching well, then I think the answer would be yes.
yeah,
But
they're
like
four
you,
and a half out in the wild card, and you got a lot of
they're a
teams that you
good
need to
baseball team
pass
though.
there.
Like it's weird what's happened to them because they have done everything that you would want a small market team like that to go do after making the World Series is to go reinvest that money into Jordan Montgomery and Corbin Burns and bring back Lourdes Gurriel Jr., go trade for Eugenio Suarez. Like they've done everything that honestly I
Right,
wish the Cardinals would do. Like they went in, they tried to do it. It's just like the luck has been not on their side and it kind of sucks.
right.
I like that
Um,
team.
I do too.
I love
And
Ketel
I mean, they're
Marte.
four and a half, like I said, four and a half back. By the way, the Cubs now have the best record in baseball. They passed the Tigers, I think, as of last night.
You know
I
what's funny
believe. I
about
don't
that?
know. Huh?
You know what's funny about that?
What?
Guess who also has the best record in baseball?
Who?
The Milwaukee Brewers. They're tied for
Yeah,
first place now.
yeah. They've been hot. Like,
Who 10 in a row?
yeah.
Who would have thought? Two NL Central teams, best records in baseball.
The Cardinals are in now fourth place. By the way, the Reds did officially pass us.
Yeah, but I just thought about this. The three best teams in baseball are all Central teams. When was the last time that happened?
I don't know. Also, want to get your take. Dodgers really in a free fall, like 2-8 in their last 10, but I think it's like 4-12 or 4-13 or 4-14, something like that, over the last 17 or 18 games. Like,
Yeah, I
what?
don't think that. Yeah, I was thinking about this. These teams, like the Yankees and the Dodgers, like the Dodgers won the World Series last year, so I guess you can put them to the side. And the Yankees were in the World Series, but played no one to get there. Sorry, D, but they didn't play anyone good to get there. These teams are spending $350 million, and they have holes everywhere.
Yeah.
How?
Well, I think a lot of the Dodgers is injuries, right? They have like 15 guys on the IL or
Yeah, but
something
I
like that.
I think we can stop saying like, oh, poor Dodgers. Like this is every year with them. It's because of
It
how they make their
is.
pitchers throw.
Yeah.
Like when you tell your pitchers to spin the ball like the Rays did this for a long time too. If you're telling your pitchers, hey, throw your best slider every single pitch, he's going to get hurt.
Right. Right.
Like, and that might be a concern for the Cardinals we need to look out for because Heimblum's coming in and he did implement that with the Rays. But that is like the Red Sox have gone through that as well when Heimblum was there, where like this isn't like oh bad luck that Tyler Glass now is injured. Like that's not bad luck. That's the way you built your team and what you're making him do on a daily basis.
Right. Right. All right. Anything else around baseball that
Also,
you want to
Tommy
talk
Edman.
about?
Tommy Edman's not gonna be playing for them very much
No,
longer.
he hasn't been very good at all.
He has like an 88 OPS. He's his lowest OPS plus of his career right now,
Yeah.
and he has like his
Yep.
second most home runs. It's weird.
Six something OPS.
He
I
doesn't get on
saw.
base. He just does
No,
not get on base.
he's at like a 280 something OBP at one point. I thought he might be higher than that now. It was like a 289 OBP.
He homered last night
So,
though.
anything else you want to talk about around baseball?
Um, I don't think so. I don't like.
Um,
Is anything going on? Like, I think. Oh, the Blue Jays are a fun story. Like, I'm
yeah,
glad they've overtaken the Yankees. That's cool.
that's another team I think that I don't know who plays third base for them every day. I guess I should know that. But that's another team I think that would
Ernie
be in the
Clement. Is
sweepstakes. Is
that
that
who
who
it
it
is?
is? Yeah, maybe. It might be. You might be right.
They're not moving on from him. He's good.
Um, so maybe not. Yeah, maybe they're
Right.
looking at pitching and
They
pitching
have the
only.
best. They have the best defense I've seen in a long time, and they
Yeah.
don't strike out. Like they're
No.
built really soundly.
Yeah, it's a good team. I mean, and you got Dalton Varsho in center field, who is like
He's not even back yet, and they're doing this. He's
he
still
was playing the
hurt.
other night. I thought.
Oh, Dizzy?
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think so.
back. He's
Oh, well, I
back.
didn't know that. And he's on my
Yeah.
fantasy team, so that's a problem.
Yeah, your fantasy team's getting their asses waxed right now. By the way, maybe
I
pay
mean,
attention,
I
bro.
did pay attention. Mackenzie Gore gave up 8 runs, and Sonny Gray gave up like 7 in back-to-back games.
Last thing I have before we get out of here, shout out Scotty Scheffler. I know
No,
you
Varsho's
probably
on the
didn't.
IL. Screw you. I
Oh,
knew
I
it.
thought he was back the other night.
No, he's out. He's been out for
My
like
apologies.
weeks.
My apologies. Shout out Scotty Scheffler. That was dominating this weekend. I got up early because I get up early anyway. So I've been watching a lot of the Open Championship. What still to me is the British Open, but whatever. It's in Northern Ireland. I don't care. That was awesome. Absolutely dominate. Hey, let me give you a wild stat. You want a wild golf stat here?
Why not?
Okay. So from Tiger's first major to his fourth, 1,197 days. From
Okay,
Scotty Scheffler's first to his fourth today, 1,197 days.
that's crazy.
Sports aren't real, bro.
Are they
Sports
gonna
aren't real.
Are they gonna go down as the two best golfers of all time?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say what Scotty's 28, 29 right now, 28, somewhere there. Like, I mean, with Jack Nicklaus and, Arnold Palmer out there, I mean, he only has four. I think he only needs is it the PGA that he needs or the US Open? It's one of those that he hasn't won yet. I don't
For the
remember which
Grand
one it is.
Slam.
But right now, he is just dominant. I mean, it wasn't even close. Like today was kind of boring to watch because nobody even got within four. I think four was the closest somebody
Yeah.
got. And then he went out and birdied like three holes in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible. Like he'll get arrested and still win the same day.
Yeah. All right. Well, and nothing you need to talk about with the Cardinals now that we've solved all those problems for the least till Wednesday or Thursday.
I just don't know what to say.
It's
Like
frustrating, dude. That's the
it
thing.
sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does because at the beginning of the year we were so excited about the offense. Remember we were talking about how great the offense was, and then it just died. I mean, it died fast, and it's like
I
I
wonder
don't know what
why,
to
by
make.
the way.
The
Like,
problem is the struggle for me as a fan. It's the last thing I'll say, and then we can get out of here because we've gone on about this a lot. But I just don't know what to make of any one of the players on the team outside of I really do like Herrera, and I do think you're solid with. Honestly, I think you're solid up the middle, even though Herrera's not going to be your catcher. But whatever, right?
all right, well, she should
Um,
be.
but you got Win, and I'm not out on Victor Scott. I just think you got to at least give him some more time. He's
I'm not
still
out on him
young.
at all, but he needs to hit
Yeah,
better.
right. But I don't think you can have only defense. Like that's the thing. You look at the lineup. You got Win hitting six, and then it's Pajes, and it's feel like it's these guys
Uh,
who just don't hit the ball
why
six
is
through
Pedro Pajes
nine.
playing still? Why? What does he do?
I don't
He's
know.
not.
Pozo was in there today,
Can
but
I just put something out there? He's not good defensively.
no.
He's
Well,
not.
people
He's
think
not
he is
good
though.
defensively. Like, is it because the pitchers think he's nice? Like, what
How
is?
far? How far is Jimmy Crooks? Like legitimately?
I
Like
think
how?
I mean, he's probably a better hitter than Herrera now. I mean, than
Like how
Pajes
close
now.
is he? You think he's a guy that could be a catcher next year on this team?
Yeah, he should be. He could be one
Okay,
this year.
okay,
Like, he could be up right now and no one would be surprised.
okay.
Like, it's him, and then they have Bernal, who's like
Yeah,
cementing himself as one of the best catching prospects in baseball. I think he might have gotten hurt though, but regardless, he had a great year. Like Jimmy Crooks isn't like he's not lighting the world on fire. He's not going to come up and be an 800 OPS guy, but he has a 752 OPS in AAA right now. He's caught 70 games. That's pretty damn good. 11 homers. Like left-handed. The problem is he's left-handed too. Like
right.
that's another problem. Why is everyone left-handed in baseball now?
And remember, like 3 years ago, we were saying we just need some left-handed bats in this
This
lineup.
this isn't just a problem for the Cardinals. It's a problem like in
It is.
a lot of teams. Like all these guys are left-handed. Look at the Red Sox. It's all
Yeah,
their hitters are left-handed.
yeah,
Besides Bregman.
yeah. I just don't. I just hate where we are right now as a franchise. And I was so excited, like at the early part of the season. Even though, to be fair, I kind of felt like it was fool's gold. Like we were playing with, like
Still fun to watch.
it felt um, like a mat, like we were getting the bait and switch going. But it was fun to watch. Exactly. Now it is not even nothing is fun to watch. No fun, sir. To quote, remember the Titans.
No, if you turn, was that Petey? I think.
It was, yeah,
Um,
zero fun, sir.
now he just does those cringy commercials all the time.
Yeah, with the guy from Scrubs.
Yeah. I just don't know like what I haven't watched them very much lately, just to be 100% honest with you. Because who am I turning the TV on to watch?
Yeah.
I
I
like
still watch them
Brendan.
down here. It's not enjoyable. That's the thing. It's just not enjoyable
I
to
choose peace,
watch. Yeah,
especially like
guys, those
coming
are
off that Blues season and how fun that was,
I
and then
know.
you just go to this. It's like, what's the point here? What are
We
we
didn't really
doing?
hit on it. We hit on a little bit, but shout out to the Savannah Bananas and what they have built.
Mhm.
Like shout, I mean that is awesome. I
Why do
mean,
people hate on
you're
it?
you how why you didn't go? I don't know when they were right there.
Well, because the tickets were sold a long time ago when I
Yeah,
wasn't
Hannah
here.
had them, and then when they rained it out, that she sold the tickets and then they rescheduled your sister. But we tried to get them here at LSU. Now, obviously, LSU small stadium, really hard to get. And I don't even believe that there were that many available to the public. I think a lot of those were spoken for by alumni and boosters down there at LSU. But we tried and we couldn't get them for any of the 6 days. They did three last year and three this year. We couldn't get them. So
If you're the DeWitts and you're thinking, oh, the fans just aren't coming out anymore because they just that's just how it is. Baseball's dying. Is there any way this got through his thick skull that St. Louis still likes baseball? They just don't like watching boring ass baseball. Like,
he's
because
gonna
you
say they
just
like a
sold
gimmick and they
90,000
like a
tickets,
move. They like to go to the movies. That's what it's like. I bet that's what he would say. This is a gimmick. It's like the Harlem
which it
Globetrotters.
is.
Right.
It
It
is, and
is.
it's an event, so that is
Yes.
true. Like they would have sold more tickets probably than you would, even the cars were good. But
Correct.
like, there's still a market here for it if you just give people a reason to come.
It's on ESPN now, bro.
Savannah Bananas.
They give, yeah, ESPN or ESPN2. It's on one of them. They give more attention to them than they do Major League Baseball at this point. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, good for
All right,
them
let's
though.
get out of here. I'm now mad about the Savannah not going to see the Bananas, and I'm mad that I have to watch the Cardinals this week. At least it's a late game. I work till 6. I get to watch those at night. That's a nice thing. I do enjoy the late night baseball.
The Cardinals games?
Yeah, because they're in
Oh, I
Colorado.
might watch someone else. Not even joking.
Yeah, I get it. I'll flip around. That's the good thing about the MLB package. Like,
We don't have that anymore, do we?
yes, I sent you the info, but yes. Dude, I swear,
I haven't used it once.
sometimes talking to you is so painful.
I haven't been watching TV.
We also have the other thing on our Fire Stick that gets us every TV that you
I
or
haven't
every
been
game you
watching
can watch.
TV. Okay, I'm a busy man.
Oh, Jesus, bro.
I
Okay.
am.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. Look, hopefully we get at least some enjoyable baseball. That is usually what happens in Coors Field. I do apologize for the tone, but I think that's the tone of Cardinal baseball right now. And I think coming in here and trying to act like it was all roses and puppy dogs would have been the wrong way to go. I do appreciate you guys joining us. If you hit that subscribe button, that's still slowly creeping up. We want to keep that thing going, but it is nice to be back on a nice schedule. We will be back after the Rocky series. We'll talk to you soon. Go Cards.